Yo, what's poppin'? So we have matches in 9 hours. APAC have three going on. Of course, all the playoff spots are now held up, so it's just for seeding or general end of season like standings, which do matter because people are overhyping. Not overhyping. People are like making such a big deal about the tournaments. They're like, oh, well, this match doesn't really matter. Well, it still matters because winning a match is the same as making the tournament. So let's say that Chengdu beats Spark, which maybe. It's the same as then. Like if they didn't beat Spark, it's the same as missing out on the tournament entirely, right? Uh, it's not quite the same because the points are bonus, but they're still important. Like these matches are still important. If you're valuing the midseason tournament, then you should be valuing each of these matches. So yeah. So first up, Valiant against Dynasty at 6 a.m. Um, well, how can you not go Seoul? The question is how many? I think zero. Valiant looked kind of bad against Chengdu, right? They play Chengdu, they play Shanghai, they lose both of them. They only really beat Philly and Charge, so actually not that great of a stage for them. Uh, see no reason for that to change unless Seoul let their pedal off the brake or their foot off the gas. Sure, that works. Chengdu Spark. I I want to pred Spark, but like, is that even valid? They have two map wins and they're both against Philly. Or they have they also have three against Charge, I guess, but like that's fake. Um I want to say that Spark are gonna like have like some answers going into this tournament, but can I actually do that? Shy has been crazy on the Sojourn. Alpha E has maybe taken a step back from last stage, but he's still been good. If I see Architect on the support, I will be upset. I really don't want to pred a Chengdu victory, but I can't. I struggle to see it any other way. We see Bernard on the ball compared to Galga on the ball. It's just not as good. Bernard's okay on like maybe a Dorado defense or something like that. Uh, Maps where a ball can just roll off the high ground and get a good slam and get easy value. But Gaga's actually good at ball, and Bernard can play it sometimes, right? Um, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with Chengdu. I'll give Spark. If I give Spark two maps, maybe that's a little generous. But I actually don't even want to give them two maps. I'm very concerned for this team going into the midseason playoffs. I'd love for them to prove me wrong here, but as a Spark fan, it is actually very hard to find positives in their game right now. I just feel like they're outclassed on every composition, basically. Like the Sigma's okay, I guess they outclassed Chengdu on the Sigma comp. I think the Sigma comp's not that good on a lot of maps. I think it's good on some maps for sure, but like on Kings Row, we see a lot of teams playing on Kings Row. I don't really rate it past first very much. I rate it on the offense a bit more maybe because you can just like on A especially, but on the defense, I feel like teams just go Winston and they just win. Uh, Maybe I'll do that. Shanghai Charge. Okay, well, moving on. That's a fake game. So Vancouver, Washington, the big match of the weekend. This one's gonna be big. I went out on a record in my last video about Vancouver, which maybe I'll link at the end or put it up there or something. I actually said I think Washington's gonna win. Now, let's be real. Vancouver have one map win against Atlanta. They do have a very rough schedule. Like you can't get much harder, right? But even in these schedules, Washington has showed a better performance. We can't ignore that Washington are just winning fight wins because Decay and Happy are that good. They're just that good. There is a chance that like I could see this going the distance. I can also see this just being at 3-1, Vancouver not even being there. I want Vancouver to win really badly, but similar to the Spark game, I cannot. I just don't see the vision right now. Like I agree they're getting better, but I see a winless first half for Vancouver and a absolute run, a marathon to get out of the bottom three for a chance to make the playoffs in the end when the countdown cup. Uh, well, I give them two maps. Honestly, I don't know if I want to. I think I think I'll give them one. I think I'll give them one. I genuinely am not even going to do a map five with these guys. Yeah, oh, that's so hard. I'll give them two. I'll give them two. They have shown the ability to maybe take maps off of high tier teams. Surely they can get two off of Washington, right? Houston, Boston. This match actually might be closer than people give credit for. It'll be similar to let me just go over here. Similar to this Boston match against Florida. Although I think Houston are a bit better. I would like to say Houston maybe Boston get one from them. Depending on how many times Boston puts in Itzel or if they continue to play their weird Sigma May. If those two things happen, then depends. Boston could realistically take this match, but it's similar where I like this team, but the coaching decisions they bring out on some maps, I just don't agree with, and it hasn't had any results, and I just don't see the vision there. So I'm gonna go with a 3-1. I would like. I don't know if I'd like to see a Boston win. I'd be okay with a Boston win. I would like, but not if they're gonna keep doing these weird strategies that I don't agree with. Florida Glads, hard not to go Glads here. Um, Florida, well, Glads have been giving up pity maps basically the entire stage, except against Houston, where they very nearly did in Vancouver. I think it's fair to give Florida a map for sure. They took one off Chalk. They can take one off of Glads for sure. They could take two. Not going to pred that though. I'd like to see more Hydron in. I think Hydron has been a better Sojourn overall than Xe. Unless you're playing Xe this stage so that he can be better in later stages. I do understand that kind of development process, but it can't go any further. Like it can, but you don't want it to go further. You kind of want to do your best in the midseason madness. I feel if you're Florida and you believe you actually have a shot of going any distance, because even the deep run, even though it doesn't give you points, it's very good for the team morale. It's very good for experience as a team, and I just think you want to play your best that you can right now. And if that's playing Hydron, I think it should be done. And I kind of think it is playing Hydron. So that's going to be my Preds for the week, for tomorrow. Let me know your Preds down below. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe for more daily content. And thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good one.